Hello Stampers and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to show you a quick and easy card that I made with the Trusty tool stamp set. This is actually the start of a series. I think I'm doing 5 different videos that I used the stamp set for. I had so much fun playing with the stamp set. The reason that I initially bought it is because right now during celebration you can, for a $50 order, you can get this coordinating designer series paper for free, and it is so cute. And I made a lot of stuff with it. And one of my later videos, I'll share how I use this paper. But I first wanted to start with just a really easy card with the stamp set. If you don't have any tools, you can make this card, and it's super quick, like I said. Now I am going to step this card up in the video, but you don't have to. You can make it just like this. And let me get started. So first of all, this time, this card here was Lost Lagoon. I did the same card in Coastal Cabana. And so I thought, well, I'm going to do one in copper clay this time and see how that one looks. So I took a piece of copper clay, which is 8.5 by 5.5. I scored it at 4.25 and folded it in half, and this will make my card base. And then I took a piece of white cardstock, which is 5.25 by 4 inches. And this is what I'm going to use to stamp on. Actually, before I get started, I did want to show you the cute combinations you can make with this stamp set. So these are the images. And if you do a 2-step stamp, then there's coordinated images that you can use to fill in. Hammer, a wrench, a paintbrush, tape measure, and a pencil. And then you can actually cut them out with the dies. Here are the words that coordinate, and also some little screws. So very cute, cute stamp set, and can make some really fun stuff. So this first one is masculine, but you can also make feminine cards, and you'll see from my later video how I did that. So I want a background back here, so I'm not stamping on my table. I'm going to open up my copper clay. And I like to start with the biggest image, which in this case is a hammer, when I'm doing what I'm going to call a kaleidoscope background. I think there's a different word for it, but that's, anyway, what I'm going to say. So I usually do 3 to 5 images, but usually with the biggest image, I'm going to start with 3. And if you notice, I'm rotating and moving my stamp set around. Ooh, kind of goofed that up. If I can't fix it, I'm going to flip the whole card over and start over. So that's kind of seeing double. You know what? I'm just going to flip it over and start over, and this time I'll do a better job. So 1 and 2 and 3. There we go. There's my 3 images. And I'm just going to wipe this up so I'm not making a big old mess. There we go. I laminated this grid paper so I could reuse it, but then it kind of gets messy. But there you have it. All right, there's that one. And now I'm going to use the wrench, which is my next biggest. And I'm going to do 3 of those. I think I'll do 1. I'll do 1 in the middle, but I want to flip it. 2 and 3. There we go. And now I'm going to do the tape measure. Very cute. And just squeeze that in right there. 1 down there, 2, and I think I'll go over here, 3. All right, so now I can just fill in the rest with the little screws. And here, usually when I have a little image like this, I usually do 5. But I'll just do whatever works for this card. And I say 3 or 5 because when you design, you really should be doing odd numbers. But really, when you're filling in this little one, nobody's going to count them. So it doesn't really matter. That rule doesn't really hold for that. And I have a little bit of white space here. All I'm doing is just filling in the white space now. And this one kind of got messed up, so I'm going to fix it. There we go. And I'm happy with that. All right, so I could stop here And in fact, I did stop here on my other cards. But I got to thinking, it might be fun to run this through my embossing folder. So like I said, you could totally stop here. I went ahead and stamped thank you on a piece of white cardstock, which is 2 1/4 by 1 inch. My colored cardstock is 2 1/2 by 1 1/4. These other ones I said thank you dad, but I mean, how many thank you dad cards do you need? So I thought, well, I'm just going to do thank you on this so that it's more generic. So I could glue it all together and I could be done. But I thought, well, I'm going to see what it looks like if I emboss on this card. And for this, I decided to use this embossing folder, which actually comes with a Celebration Special bundle. Simply Sophisticated. You have to place a $100 order, but then you'll get this and this really cute embossing folder, which I thought would be really nice for this style card. And now I see that I actually messed up my thank you, so I'm going to restamp that in a second. But let me go ahead and run this through my embossing folder. So I'm going to bring in my machine, which is always a little awkward on the video. See if I can zoom out a little. All right, so I have the 1 plate and the 4 plate, and I'm going to take my embossing folder and open it up. And you want to run the fold. Open it up. There you go. Hello. You want to place this face side up, facing the black Stampin' Up logo inside. And I usually try to center it. If you get too close to the edges, you have like a dead space where it doesn't emboss. And you want the fold to be towards the mechanism. Otherwise, you could crack your folder. I've done that. And we just run it through. Now, like I said, this is just a slight step up from my original card, and certainly not at all necessary, but I just thought it would be fun to see kind of an in-between version of this card. I don't know why it's just really sticking together for some reason. And isn't that I think that's really fun. It just gives it a totally different look than my original card. And now I have to find all my pieces again. All right, so I want to go ahead and I stamped the thank you, but I got ink on it, so I'm going to stamp it again. It's a good thing I had an extra little piece. I guess I knew I'd be messy tonight. And I'm using Memento for that. And I have this mounted on a block. And tapped it a few good times. And just want to press it down really good. There we go. That looks better. Actually, better job than my first time. So when you get these stamp sets brand new, you always want to clean them off before you use them. Otherwise, your first image will look kind of like that. Now, I have used this, so I'm not really sure what. I just must not have inked it up very well. But yeah, oops, made a mistake. Throw it away. Okay, so now we are ready to tape and be done. So I'm just taking my Stampin' Seal and I'm going to zoom in again a little. There we go. And I'm just going to run 2 strips across the back of the white and center it on here. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on. I like to actually glue. When I emboss, I prefer to use glue than Stampin' Seal because your embossed image has a texture, and sometimes if you use Stampin' Seal on an embossed image, it doesn't always stay on there real good after a few days. But the glue certainly does, so I'm just going to do that for this card. If it wasn't embossed, I wouldn't mind using the seal. And honestly, this particular embossing folder isn't like super three-dimensional like some of them, so actually it probably would have worked to use seal on it. But I'll go ahead and just stick to the glue for this for now. I like the glue. You just have to be careful you don't get too close to the edge because if you do, it can ooze out on your card, and it dries clear, but you can see a little glue line. So there you go. So that is slightly different, just kind of a step up from my original cards, because it's now got embossing on it, and it just kind of really makes it look nicer. There's just no two ways about it. So those are my 3 cards. You can really crank a bunch of these out in different colors and make really nice thank you cards, or thank you dad, or just dad. You could do happy Father's Day, you're the most awesome, or anything else you want to do. So thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment, and please watch my next video. Like I said, this is going to be a series of 5, I think, different cards that I made with the stamp set, and really had fun with it. So I want to share that with you. And have a good day. I'll see you next time.